Hi, Atano Kings and Queens. We are back yet again after some time. But we're just glad to be back. Once again, I am Monica, your host today. And I'm here with Dr. Marilyn Kerodong.
Hello.
Yes, my good friend, my sister, my so many things. We've been on this journey of life. We've been friends for 16 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah. She has been at the inception of Atano, the core values, paperwork and all.
Yeah.
Silent.
Silent, but still present.
So Marilyn is a general practitioner of medicine at one of those hospitals in Kampala, there near St. Francis. And
wow. Okay.
Also, a lifestyle medicine enthusiast. I want to let her introduce herself more so that I can actually share with us the general idea. Maybe I should actually tell us why we are here today. Lifestyle medicine, of course, Atano Fitness Journey. Why it's even a journey is because we know it's not just something you want to do to lose 20 kgs or 5. Okay, 20 is a bit much. So we know that we are on this for it as a lifestyle. And sleep, food, workouts themselves, everything is medicine. And now we have an expert in the field to explain to us. Today we are here, mostly for the females, to understand how our cycle affects us. Generally, it could be work, it could be your fitness, it could be your mood. And pretty much. Yes, Kerry.
So I think you've given a very good introduction. Yes, my name is Marilyn Kerodong. I'm a medical doctor. And yes, I practice around. But I have a really strong interest in lifestyle medicine. And so when Monica told me about getting on board to just share, especially for us, the women, I was excited. And it has been a long time coming. We have planned.
Just come out of the chat.
Yeah, being an adult is not easy, but it's happening. It's finally out of the reach. Yes, so lifestyle medicine basically focuses on nutrition, sleep, your social environment, your mental health, your physical health, and how that essentially, how as medical practitioners we can essentially use your lifestyle to improve your health, okay? So that your visits to the hospital are reduced. Because, of course, yes, we gain from your falling sick, but ultimately, we want everybody to be healthy. Yes, we want everyone to be healthy.
So they are good doctors.
Yeah. So I think today we are going to be discussing how to adapt basically your lifestyle to your menstrual health, to your menstrual cycle. How do you maximize your menstrual cycle as a woman and ensure that you are productive, you're able to compete, you're able to be the best version of yourself without feeling like you're falling behind, or even when you are falling behind, for you to give your body grace and understand that it's okay. It's just part of being a woman.
Yeah. Actually, the time when I reached out to you, I think I was going through it.
You're having a meltdown.
And you said something interesting. Like you told me your body is trying, it's trying its best. Because I'm like, it's so interesting that it took me past 2 decades to actually know that these cycles, like the only thing I always took seriously was the 1 week, the week before, then the actual 4 to 5 days where you're going through the whole cycle,
the period.
And you're there is a whole lot. Then you're so active and you're so what, and you're like okay. Then you're like, new year, new me. Kumbe, it's like that next
your
week.
body hasn't caught up with your new year, new me.
So I think it was an Instagram post that I saw. I wish I could accredit who I saw it from. And they were talking about like a luteal phase or what. I'm like, guys, I've been around this whole time and I've been experiencing this. How don't I know like what this means? And I was like, okay, I think we need to reach out to like someone who understands us very well. I mean, who other than Dr. Kerodong, guys? Yeah, so I guess generally, honestly, like we just want to know, because sometimes we beat ourselves up. You're like, but I've been doing so well, what happened? And then like that guilt that comes, and then so yeah, take us through.
Okay, so like you said, the female body is fortunately quite diverse, quite intricate. It's like this, should I say, this beautiful flower that is just complicated and yet beautiful in its complication.
Amen.
Yeah. So yes, like when you talk about the menstrual phase, I mean the cycles of a woman's menstrual cycle. We have 4 phases. Basically, you have the menstrual phase, and then after the menstrual phase, you now enter your follicular phase. After the follicular phase, then ovulation, which is now the feel good, and then afterwards, you now go to the luteal phase.
Okay.
So and then back to the menstrual phase. So what are these phases?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The woman's menstrual cycle occurs on an average between 28, it takes about 28 to 35 days, or we can even say 21 to like 35 days. That means you have every 3 to 4, or maybe 4.5 weeks or 5 weeks, a woman is having her menstrual period.
Yeah.
So now we start from the period, the menstrual phase.
Yeah, that's the one most of us
Yes,
know.
that's the one most, like when you're
Yeah.
actually bleeding.
Yeah.
And that takes that's 1 to 7 days. Okay, that is that period that we call
7. There is someone out there on 7 days.
Haven't you seen those posts of God's chosen ones have periods of 3 days? How are you doing?
Oh no, I didn't know.
Yeah, there are people who have periods of 7 days. Yeah, like that's a regular.
So yeah, this is a doctor, so we are clear cut about things. We're not going to try to cover up. It is what it is. Thank you so much.
Yes. So the menstrual phase is 1 to 7 days, and this is the phase where you are essentially bleeding. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, what is happening here? You have low estrogen and progesterone levels. What is estrogen? What is progesterone?
Thanks. Yeah. What are those?
Those are hormones that a woman produces. Okay, these hormones are controlled by other hormones that exist in your brain. Okay, so your brain has cues that, at this time we produce this hormone. We have instructor hormones. Okay, I don't want to go too much into the medicine, but the instructor hormones instruct production of either estrogen or progesterone at different points in the cycle.
Okay,
so when you're in your menstrual phase, you have low levels of progesterone and estrogen. Okay,
what does that mean?
Now, what does that mean for you as a
that
person? Estrogen is necessary, and in that it stimulates the feel-good hormones. Okay, that is serotonin.
Oh,
yes. So it is estrogen is necessary for your brain, for your focus, for brain health, for your muscle growth.
Wait, okay.
For your skin, your nails. When your estrogen levels are high, as a woman, you look good. People look at you and say, she's glowing. So that is estrogen, okay? Progesterone.
Because I thought like the feel good, I don't want to like go off so much, but I thought like the feel good hormone, I think that's like dopamine and
now, yes,
serotonin.
dopamine has
they're instructed by
yes. So you find that we have dopamine, which is a different type of hormone, and then we have now hormones that are related to your reproductive cycle. So today I'm focusing more on the ones that that are necessary for your reproduction, and that just also influence your general emotional state and your being,
sure.
because all these things are intertwined.
Yeah.
So when you look at the menstrual phase, you have low levels of estrogen, which is the good hormone, and also low levels of progesterone. Progesterone is like a maintenance hormone. Okay. What does it do? It's like the organizer. Estrogen is the happy go-getter. She's like, let us do this.
The carry.
Yes. And then progesterone is the organizer. So what does that mean? Like, let's put everything let's learn, let's make sure that we have all the resources we need. And what is progesterone preparing for? Implantation. Okay, so it is more of an organizer, and because she can turn progesterone, you can look at her like a matron. Strict things have to get done. We have to make sure that everything is in time. So that is how progesterone works. It is more, so when you have a bit high levels of progesterone, you might find that you're a bit brash, you might not be as emotionally intelligent during that time, because you're just let's do this thing. Yeah,
things have to get
that's what progesterone does. Now in the menstrual phase, when you have low levels of both, okay, and what happens is that because progesterone is supposed to maintain your endometrial lining, that's the thing that sheds the blood that you see, that is your endometrial lining that has come. So when you have progesterone, low progesterone and low estrogen, there's nothing to maintain the endometrial lining, and that is when you bleed.
Also, for say like the names, guys. When the P1
progesterone,
the progesterone is it's high, like right before the period, right?
Yes,
because it's like
luteal phase.
That's the kind like where people are very cut and like very,
yes, you might find someone a bit
the week before.
Yes, moody. So that's progesterone.
Okay.
So what happens is, now when you have, if I can progress from the menstrual phase, now you've bled, you've had your bleeding maybe 1 to 7 days, and then now you're entering into your follicular phase. So what is happening in the follicular phase? Estrogen is coming up. What does follicular mean?
Yeah.
It means your body is preparing another egg for the new month. So our bodies every month, no matter how hard, no matter how much we disappoint them, our bodies will try and make sure that every month, just like that girl who doesn't give up on you, every month.
On a side note, it would actually be interesting to be like our bodies. Like how, this is like a side note. Like how sometimes we fail, and then like you're like, no, but I've tried and everything, and I've given. Imagine every time you felt like giving up, you reminded yourself that
if your body,
for the last, I don't know how many years,
your body has made sure
every month it wakes up. Yes. Imagine you did that for your goals, you guys. No, seriously.
Look at your goals like the way your body.
I know. Yeah. Okay. No, but just think about. I think that would actually. I'm actually going to pick that.
It would encourage you to give yourself grace. One.
That's. Yeah, I need to hear that.
It would encourage you to just know that if your body is trying, then you too can.
I know.
Because your body does this every month. So
okay, so follicular.
So follicular phase. What is going on in the follicular phase? We have now estrogen levels are rising. Your body is preparing to release another egg. Okay. So what happens is estrogen levels are going to rise, and estrogen, like I've said, is necessary for bone development, for muscle strength, for making sure your other parts of your body, nails, hair. You see, okay, I think it might not be so evident maybe for us Africans, but as a black girl with your hair, you can say, oh, my hair looks, moisture is being retained in this season, like things look good. So that's all due to, because of estrogen. So how do you take advantage of this? One, make sure that if you're into fitness, as we are,
I know,
you do your strength training. Lift those weights. Lift those weights. Run. Like you have the energy, your body is ready. Estrogen got you.
Because there are those weeks where you're like, I can even run like 5 minutes.
So that's about day 8 to day 13. Okay, that's the follicular phase of your menstrual cycle. So you know that you have the energy. How do you support your body? Now you know that you can do the physical health. Now I've talked about physical health. You can do all the strength training. You can lift the weights, boxing, anything that you feel is strenuous. Heat training, you can do it. You have the energy for it because estrogen is going to boost you and support you. So what do you do to help your estrogen? Food.
I was about to ask, like, how can we assist the body? Because
so this is the period to eat the proteinous foods. Remember, your muscle strength. If you're going and you want to build muscle
bodybuilding foods,
then you're going to have the bodybuilding foods. So proteins. What are we looking at? Fish, chicken, meat. eat. Okay, then we need the legumes.
Yeah.
And legumes.
Beans are good,
Beans,
guys.
yes. No, I'm not saying about beans, but beans are good.
Yeah.
So beans, peas, groundnuts, you need those cashew nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, eat those in plenty. Then we have the omega-3 foods, which are basically fish. For us here, it's fish. Yeah. That should support you throughout this follicular phase.
Yeah.
And it goes right into the ovulation phase. So ovulation phase is now release of the egg. So the body, estrogen levels have risen, and then your body releases an egg from the ovaries. Okay?
Before we go to the ovulation phase,
Yes.
you talked about the omega-3 again. Yes. And when you say omega-3, it reminds me of like those...
The supplements
that
you
have
can
like
oil.
Yeah, those that have oil in them. And like,
yes.
Yeah, let's talk about them. Like, I think when like someone is like,
so supplements, there is really nothing wrong with supplements, especially I always advise, look at the back of the tin, the pack, look and know what contents, because omega-3 supplements only provide you the exact dose. You see, the issue with food is if you eat food and probably you have a disorder where your body does not absorb.
Yeah.
What actually gets to your muscles, to your cells, is not what from the beginning, from the time that you ate that piece of fish, the digestion. Then from the time that you ate that piece of fish to the time that it actually gets to your cells, it might not be the omega-3 that your body needs.
Interesting.
So that's where supplements come in. Because supplements have been designed in such a way that those pharmaceutical companies design it in such a way that even the biodegradation of that outer wall, that clear, the one that you see, is quick, and then your body is delivered that exact amount. So I wouldn't say that they are a bad thing, okay? But always make sure you read the back of your pack. Know what you're putting into your body.
They have to be prescribed, right? Like, we can't just be out there running to pharmacies.
Don't just go and pick any.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So as looking at the ovulation phase, which is now the peak, you're at peak of estrogen.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So now it has increased, like,
it's now
the curve is like,
yes, shaped curve is, remember that now it's peaking. So this is around day 14 to 16 for some people.
Yeah.
Now, a life hack is that ovulation only lasts 24 hours. Your egg only exists for 24 hours. After that, please, she's out.
Wow. What were we learning in science again?
We were learning we just weren't paying attention.
We were learning flowers and cockroaches.
But we did learn menstrual.
No, but like not like this. We just do like that. The egg thing, of which we have been told that's not how it looks like in real, like the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we didn't like really hear about these things, and yet like we need to know about them, especially.
You need to know, especially like people who are trying to. That's not another thing. People who are trying to have a baby, or even people who deal with reproductive issues. It's important to know these things, because sometimes you're blaming yourself and you just don't know your cycle as a woman, and so it's important to know.
Yes.
Yeah. So ideally, the ovulation only lasts 24 hours, and so this peak of estrogen, what's happening? Your body does everything it can to have fertilization take place. Your body wants you pregnant. Well, for you, your body actually wants you pregnant. So during this time, estrogen levels are high, and what happens is that you will find that you are more creative. Okay, you have energy to do creativity. Okay. I did something last month.
Oh, nice.
I wrote down a creative idea that came on my ovulation day. Like, I was like, I need to write this down. So yes, your brain is
creative.
Yes. So for creatives, like, I wrote down something that I was like, I need to write this down. So if you're someone who journals, that's a time when ideas are going to come. Write them down.
So what happens if I need my creativity every day as an architect? Guys, and then one day in a month,
you can maximize.
Like, you get all your projects.
Maximize
like in
that period, follicular to ovulation, the two phases, maximize them. Because when you enter luteal, you're going to be like, just leave me alone here. So what happens in ovulation? So during that period, I've said, you're highly creative.
Yeah.
One of the downsides of that period is you might be too agitated. Like you might be focusing on, you can't settle. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like you're able to think up all these ideas, but you can't focus on one. So for some people, you're a bit too hyper, too hyper,
like a kid on
Coca-Cola,
Coca-Cola.
or like a kitten running after, like you're all over the place. That can also happen. So you might find yourself too chatty. If you're quiet, now you're suddenly talking to everyone. That guy who you've never noticed, you're laughing at all his jokes. So that's what. And see, sometimes you see what's wrong with me, but it's okay. Like, understand that no, she's going through something. Her role is to get you pregnant. So she's doing everything possible.
Socializing,
what do we call it when you see someone who you wouldn't normally be attracted to, but then suddenly they are looking a little better? How do you? I don't know.
Guys, it's just science.
Yeah. So you estrogen will tell you she's not so bad.
No, guys. What happens if this person asks you to like be their girlfriend on your ovulation day?
Self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key. Do not make decisions that give yourself time. Okay? Because your body actually naturally makes the other species a little, you're more amenable to those. Like, because probably you most likely go for a date you would never have. Yes. Because she knows what she's doing. If you're not going to help her, she's going to help herself.
Wait, a guy is supposed to watch this because I feel like,
oh, they're going to take advantage.
Yeah, like I've seen like, oh gosh, I'm over on Instagram. This guy, like, he linked the app with like his wife's cycle.
Yes, husbands do that. Yes,
that's so sweet, but also scary at the same time.
Sometimes it's necessary because it also allows, especially. And I'll come to that. People who have like PMS.
Oh, okay.
It helps a man, especially partners, to
understand their
you
parts.
better. So if she's having a blowout, or you understand, oh, this is where we are, and that's okay. Or if even as a man you have your interests in your wife, and it's okay, I'll time. So
so it's getting serious.
So so that's the ovulation phase. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be, like I've said, highly creative, able to accomplish tasks, but you might find that you might have issues focusing.
Yeah.
But same thing about the food, with food and nutrition. Still proteinous foods, you're still able to do strength training, cardio, running, swimming, all those things you can do them.
So you sort of like pace down from the heavy lifting and all, but you're still doing a bit of it. Okay, nice.
Because so you're still doing all because you have the energy.
Interesting. I've just been doing random things like every week. Go and run every week.
Yes. So if that's the week. Like, let's say if you have any meetings coming up, you know your delivery is going to be good. You're going to be on top of your game. That's businesses, you're going to be able to engage clients because you're nicer. You can take the advantage. Like if you're into marketing, like that's the week follicular ovulation, you know, like you're going to talk to people. Your mood is good, so take advantage of that period.
So what happens if you still have to get certain things done, even like when I think that's where self-awareness comes in.
Yes,
like,
self-awareness.
If you're in like
and it allows you knowing, even if you, because of course life is not going to wait for your cycle. But but you can still take advantage. Like if you have more liberty over your own projects, then you make sure your projects are during your follicular and your ovulation phase.
Like certain parts of a project,
especially if you have liberty, with able to shift, you're running a business, so you're able to you have more liberty over your schedule. Make sure you put important things, then your delivery will be good. He'll be saying, oh wow, and you just hacked.
Okay. Nice.
So after ovulation, now we move to the luteal phase. Now the luteal phase is now after estrogen has peaked and the egg has been released. Now progesterone, the organizer, comes in. Okay. Preparing for implantation, because implantation is whereby a fertilized egg is going to implant and takes about 1 to 7 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is like, let's call it early luteal phase. So progesterone is being released. So progesterone is preparing, like making sure the cushion is nice for the. So make sure everything is organized.
Oh, the matron.
Yes, the matron, making sure we have enough food supply. So you find that during that time you're going to have hunger urges. Why? Your metabolism goes up. So you start craving sugary foods, sweets. You want to eat sweets, you want to eat chocolate, you want to eat.
Here is crave Coca-Cola.
Exactly, because the metabolism is going up. The matron is trying to store. Let's make sure we are ready.
Like raccoons in like animations.
So it's collecting. So you find that your need for carbohydrates is going to go up. You have these hunger cravings. So how do you manage that? How do you manage that? Shift to fitness, physical health. Shift to cardio, meaning you're doing your running, you're doing your swimming. Try now reduce. Now really reduce on the weightlifting and strength. Yes. So that's what you have, that because your metabolism is high, all these exercises are going to burn.
Because like there are times like whereby you can carry that 10 kg per hand. And then there is that week where you go and you're struggling to go through a session. And you're like, am I just so tired? Am I overworking? Am I like... So that's like the period where you're just pushing beyond what you should be pushing.
Yes.
Interesting.
So usually in that luteal phase, which is now because now we switched day 16. Now you're around day 17 to 24, 20. Now we are heading towards menstrual, going back to 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. There. Okay? That luteal phase. Progesterone is going, because the progesterone is expecting.
I
know. So she's doing everything because she has cleaned. Her house is in order. So you will find, because it's go time, that's when you brush. Okay, you don't have time for a lot of nonsense. You are a bit. It's like let's call it quote unquote your male. Your masculine coming out. Your masculinity is coming out, quote unquote. Like because she's a go. Let's make sure everything is ready.
It's not like the period for negotiations. Like where you're like,
yes, really, you get things. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, but that is just about the first week, because once she realizes no baby, now you're going to have a problem. Yes.
So you brush, but you're still active, like you're in terms
active,
of
but
what
not as active as,
of course,
estrogen. Follicular phase, the ovulation phase.
Yeah.
So that's the period when now she organizes. So that's the early luteal phase lasts about a week. Then we have the late luteal phase, which is like the next week. So maybe 1.5 to 2 weeks. Okay. So progesterone levels will rise, but this progesterone is being released by the sac that released the egg is the one that's releasing the progesterone. So ideally, if implantation takes place, this embryo continues with the progesterone production.
Okay. If
implantation happens, but if it doesn't happen, the corpus luteum, which is the other sac that remained. Sorry, let's just call it a sac. So that sac the one that released, that released the egg. So that once that sac remains, it's producing progesterone, but there's only so much progesterone it releases, so eventually the progesterone levels start to drop. Remember, now you have low estrogen already. Estrogen already played its part, and now you have low progesterone levels. So now we enter just that week before the period, and some people start to experience what we call the premenstrual symptoms. Some people call it premenstrual syndrome, the PMS.
So the PMS, but they made it feel like an abuse. Like you PMS, like they made it feel
you're
like
being a woman.
No, but like, but you remember, like, you and your PMS, like, as if it's anyways.
It's a natural part of your cycle. So what happens is that your progesterone levels are going down. Okay.
Yeah.
Because no implantation has taken place.
Yeah,
you're about to enter menstruation. Energy levels start to drop. Your mood starts to drop. Remember, the hormones that are responsible for all these things are now what theirs. So that's when you start to feel tired.
Yeah.
Not really in the mood. Some people cry for no reason.
Okay.
Some people cry for no reason.
I think I'm some people.
You will
But
find
in that moment, I don't feel like it's no reason
Exactly.
though, because like the frustration.
the problem at that point seems huge.
Huge, like you're
I
like,
have had so many of my friends and just women call me and having a meltdown, and you're crying, and the problem seems to be so big.
yeah.
And then the next day they'll just say, "Oh, my period came." Not
No, okay. How do you explain this? But okay, maybe like this is just anecdotal experience whereby it feels like in that moment, like in that week, there is like hyper reflection on life. Like you're evaluating every single speck of your life. Now, even like the things that they're kind of agitating you, but you were not really like, you're like, it's not that big of a deal. During that
point,
period, like it's just so big,
magnified.
and
Yes.
like why
So
does
progesterone is the hormone of hypersensitivity. What does it mean? There's research that has found that progesterone actually, those receptors in your brain, that just make you a little bit short today. So like when people say you're too sensitive,
okay,
those receptors response progesterone actually has effects on them. So in that period, your progesterone is dropping, but hasn't like completely dropped, but it's there.
yeah,
You have that hypersensitivity. Okay, so even small things seem like huge. Life, if it's a change, if it's a decision to be made, or if it's a problem that maybe the week before wasn't this time, now you're panicking, you're anxious, you're worried about it. So that's what happens. So it's my dear, it's just progesterone.
no, but like. Wow. Okay, so that means you have to like follow your clock. So that's like when things are seeming too serious, you're like, and I'm
saying self-awareness is key, because you know. So many times you
what
find
happens when
people,
someone quits a job because they're like, this is not for me, and then
this is totally unrelated, but
yeah,
like for menopausal women, it's been found that like when you're in menopause and your hormones are low now, that's when you're most likely to ask for a divorce from your husband. Yeah,
it's not even real.
Like everything. So that's what you've had. Menopausal women are so difficult and what? But it's just the hormones.
The
Like
body,
you start to look at this man you've lived with for 30 years and you're like, I don't want.
So start to question your relationship, and you're like,
it's just low hormones. So hormones for women play such a significant role. Like we shouldn't take for granted. So again, how do you utilize that? Don't take life-changing decisions. Let your face. Don't.
Like just
Because
because you look at your app
you
and
feel differently about it the next day.
do you have apps that you could recommend? Because I feel like everyone should be downloading right now.
We'll go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So that's the luteal phase. So I've talked about the moods, and then nutrition. Still have your proteinous foods. Start stocking up on the iron-rich foods. Greens, a lot of greens, a lot of green vegetables. Because now you are about to enter the menstrual phase where you're actually bleeding, and if you're losing blood, you're losing iron. So start. Then for exercises, take it easy on yourself.
I like take walks.
Yes, if you can, if your premenstrual symptoms are not so bad, your luteal phase is not so bad.
Yeah,
you can do light walking, hiking, a jog. You can do that. Yoga for those who do.
Okay.
You can do that. So you can do. So that is entering. So you might experience premenstrual symptoms. Some people have what we call premenstrual dysphoria, which is an actual mental illness that comes during you.
What does that look like?
Suicidal thoughts, extreme anger. Yes. So it's only until recently that it was actually recognized that this is an actual mental illness that comes just before your period
every month.
Yes. So you have been happy, and then suddenly you just want to take a knife to some part of your body. Yeah.
Anyone going through that, so sorry, honestly. Yeah.
And we see you, and
I know you're like,
it's your body.
I was just like that last week.
Yes. So there are people who have, that's now an extreme form. of PMS called premenstrual dysphoria. So now after that, we come back to the menstrual phase, which is where we started.
Yeah.
Where both hormones are now
full circle.
now both hormones are very low, and what is happening is that you're low on energy still. You're even low on energy because now you're actually bleeding. And here, stretches, please. If you're that kind of person, I have to stretch. Do stretches, walk around as light as possible, because you actually don't have the energy for the things that you might want to do.
It actually makes me think about it, and like we actually have to have a proper workout routine.
Yes, that's
Like
designed for your body.
Like a woman's body, and a nutrition plan, because I feel like, because not like someone's going to tell you 3 weeks a day. I mean 3 weeks in a gym. I have leg day, I have like upper body, I have lower body and everything. So it's like whether it's luteal phase, follicular phase, like they're just going to do that. And I don't want to pull the card of this system has been designed by men for men, but we need. No, I'm just thinking about it because now I'm just realizing, like, even to my own self, maybe because you just wake up and 3 kilometers today is so hard. Then next week, like, you do 12 and you're like, it's okay. Like, I've increased my pace, and yet.
So the trick is to understand your phase, and like you've said, design your workouts around those phases. So you're not going to run the 20 kilometers that a man runs, and that's okay. But the time that you can run, make sure you run.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's like I always give your body grace. Just give your body grace.
Yes. And the number of times we've had to say that.
Yes.
Not just your body, but generally yourself.
Yeah,
because it's trying.
Yeah, it's trying. Exactly.
Yeah.
Your body's trying.
Yeah.
So now we're in the menstrual phase. Like I've said, iron-rich foods, a lot of green leafy vegetables, protein-containing foods. Also, you need vitamin C foods, so fruits. That is lemons, oranges, whatever it is, watermelon, mango. Fuck up on the fruits. Why? Because vitamin C actually helps in absorption of iron. So you need it. Yes, you're eating the iron, but what's helping you absorb it? So you need those vitamin C containing foods. So stock up on that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's the cycle.
Hey, wow. Thank you so much for going through. First of all, it just sounds like to be a woman is not cheap at all. Because now you can't do your posho and beans in peace every day. Because yeah. But it was like, I really hope a lot of us have picked on how all this comes together, and maybe this actually calls me to ask, like, of course we are different, and how do you exactly know, is it even like possible anyway to like know that this is specifically, like, let me say if I wanted to start, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've listened to this Atano episode and I want to start following my cycle. How do I know where I am right now?
So start at your period. Okay.
Okay.
Start at your period. The menstrual cycle starts on the last day of your period. So if your period lasts 5 days, on day 5 of your period, that is the first day of menstrual cycle. So count 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And know that 7 days in the next week, okay, you're in your follicular phase. Then a week from that, you're in your you're headed, you're ideally at ovulation.
Yeah.
And then we just move to luteal, and then we are back to menstrual phase. So start, because it's a bit difficult, especially if you haven't followed. At least one thing I realized is that I think in school, because we were learning it kind of like biology.
Yeah.
It wasn't tailored that as a female, as a woman, how does this affect me?
Because I think
yes, like how it was more of like, oh, I just need to know this is how my body works, this is where I'm bleeding, and then how do I pass whatever questions will be asked, if any were even asked. Because I just remember, apart from like what pubic characteristics, what other things?
No, but also I think I remember like in primary, at least in primary 6, there was like effort they put in emphasizing how our bodies are going to experience changes. Yes, unless they tried on the physical part. But like I feel like at this point you need to be telling this girl that there are certain changes that are going to happen, because I'm imagining this 12-year-old experiencing these things, and then at home probably they're like, what's wrong with you, like da, da, da. How can we actually, I don't know whether I can ask this, but like at the end of the day it comes back to the young girl. Like how can we help her, or even anyone who is interested in teaching their girl children how, and even ourselves, honestly, because I don't think we know that much.
So ideally, I think as a parent, the adolescent phase, the adolescent part of our lives. For most females, your periods haven't yet stabilized. They can end up, some people will tell you I get mine twice a month. Some people will tell you, like, oh, I got it on the 1st, but this time it came on the 15th. So that's also another tricky phase. But your body is transitioning. It was a child. Now it's so that's also, so your body is also in a transition phase. So, but ideally, once now you've locked it in, maybe 16. Some people immediately, but for some people like maybe 16, 17 now. When it's now regular and becoming a little more stable, and then it's really important, because I wouldn't say that our system has shifted to a point where this is taught in schools. But maybe what can we say? Maybe that
they change the curriculum.
So like, please, you never know.
Please tell us, like those who have young sisters and like children, like
ideally a parent, any parent, even a male parent, a father who's interested, just once your girl can tell you, that it comes this time every month, then now you can educate yourself. Okay, in this age of social media you can get information, but you need the right information. The problem is that there's so much information out there that's incorrect. Some of it also does not speak to us as Africans.
Most of the research hasn't been done.
Doesn't speak to us as Africans, so you have to be really careful. And like I've said, that female body is like a complicated flower, like a flower that they tell you and then you can't describe it. Like the colors are different, everything is different. So no one person is the same. So that's something that you have to appreciate. So get information. You can get information from your doctor, a gynecologist.
I was supposed to ask if we can actually come, because for us we want like I'm dying. Like want to pass some like the malaria, and then you're like, okay, now I think I should go to a doctor. So we could actually come for stuff like this.
You can actually just come and have a consultation.
I am available if guys, you can
come and just have a consultation with me, and I can take you through.
In the future,
I actually do that for my female patients. Like who ask, I sit down with you, we download the app, there and then we start, and like I just take you through it.
Okay. So maybe now we'd have to like, how do we get in touch, and like
you will handle that. This is how you are.
In case you're interested. No, because honestly, I totally appreciate that you. No shade to the doctor, but like I appreciate that you are into fitness and you are a doctor, because there is something that always confuses me. I don't know if I should say it, but
is this a safe space?
like my idea of a doctor, you guys, is like health at its peak, like I find it shocking that they're not exactly, this is I think a side note honestly, but you would expect them to be the ones who are like eating well, like doing this and going to the gym, and yet they don't seem like they are. I don't know their private lives, but I appreciate the fact that you are on both ends, and like I can imagine the fact that you're understanding what's happening to like your body and like, which is always
wonderful.
I know,
It's
right?
wonderful knowing and like just going easy on myself.
In biology. yeah. So that's why like it's important like to have you here, because at least you know a bit of both worlds. Because like some people are always asking you, why do you do this and everything and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But like you have had, maybe now you can like tell us more about lifestyle medicine, because you have shared mostly about it, like maybe the foods we should be eating and like how we should be exercising, like the intensity and the likes, you know. But like what more is there to like
So to answer your previous question about the doctors not
I didn't say they don't. Disclaimer, but
Yeah.
please.
So I think, you know, knowledge can be a double-edged sword.
Okay.
So sometimes, yes, you have the knowledge and it allows you certain liberties, like, you know, or maybe, yes, I can drink alcohol, but it's only maybe if I drink like this, quite only. So you tend to manipulate, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And then another thing is that doctors are also human beings. I might have the knowledge, I might practice, know everything that it is about ensuring that another human being is well and healthy and healing them. But when it comes to my own health,
yeah.
I might be falling behind. Why? Maybe you're putting other people
Before yourself.
Yes, because
okay.
so for me, I would say I think my wow moment, or like aha, that, you know, like that epiphany moment, I think was around maybe I would say like by the time I was in fourth year of undergraduate school. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I'm a naturally small body person.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what do you mean you do?
But
Yeah.
no, it was in the form that of like, now I was actually looking sick. So I was, medical school is a lot of pressure. Anyone who has been there knows, like,
Okay.
yeah, like it's a lot of pressure. Yours is also a lot of pressure. I know. Yeah, so it's any, you know, it's a lot of pressure. So I didn't, it was more of like, okay, what can I do to get myself to feel better? I didn't like the way I felt.
Mostly how you felt.
I just didn't like I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't eating. I didn't have appetite for any food. I was exhausted. I was really exhausted. So I decided, okay, I should be in the hub of, you know, of like, I have the information at my fingertips. But why is it that I and many other colleagues, why do I feel like this? Why do I even see among my colleagues like, they're not doing well, like physically? I don't see, it's not.
Yeah. You can tell.
So that's when I made a decision. First, I began creatively. So in my final year of school, I took a creative writing course. Mr. Konzo, he was pressure. And I said, no, I'm just going to do something out of. So up there, finally, I'm supposed to be like buckling down. No, I just said, I just said, no, I will be okay. And that semester, that was, I would say,
but I was so happy
my
about
marks were good.
it.
Like I didn't have.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it created a balance, because what was I doing? I was feeding my mental health.
Oh,
So that's one of the pillar of lifestyle medicine. So what was I doing? I was feeding my mental health. So I got that sorted. So I said, okay, the only person who can take care of you is you.
yeah.
That's one thing you have to learn. Like,
sadly, and
in
honestly,
this life, you have you are the person who is going to take care of yourself. Make sure your best, the responsibility of being the best version of yourself falls on you.
yeah.
So from there, then I moved to now physical exercise. I remember the first day I entered the gym, like all the people were looking at me like,
Tell me, like, why are you here? Because people think you only work out for
people
losing
assume
weight.
yes that working out is only about losing weight, but I remember I put a goal. I think you know how I'm very like, if I decide I've done this. Yes, I set a goal. I said I was going to work out that month. 4 days a week, but I was going to go to the gym. I was going to work out. So I began working out first in the hostel room. I got a mat.
Oh yeah,
I got a mat. I got what is it? The rope.
Nice.
And I just began
I know.
would open the balcony window and just do my workouts, do my stretches, go to YouTube, so things that were that's how I began. So that began every day after, at least whenever I had free time.
Yeah.
But I'd make sure I got my 4 days in.
Nice.
And then as I moved into employment, that's when I
then
now
you
moved to
started
gym.
Go to I found the gym.
I found a gym. I found my gym there in my home where no one judges you. But I remember that first day. I went in the evening. It was packed. There were so many people.
Oh yeah, peak hour.
I didn't know because now that's why you learn. That's why we learn now.
Oh yes.
The peak people are looking at me like, what is this? So yeah, and so that's how I started, and then I would also switch it up. Sometimes I do home workouts because I have space at home.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then I got back into swimming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So because I learned how to swim at a young age, so I got back into swimming, and so that's
So I know us.
done, mental done. So I realized that after working out, I was feeling good.
Nice. Yeah.
I was not losing any more weight. My weight was actually not coming
because
up.
your appetite now.
Yes, my weight was coming up. Okay, and not that. Just the up of, because I'm not going to be a big person. That's another thing. Appreciate your body.
Yeah.
Appreciate that maybe you are a bit on the heavier side. Appreciate that maybe you're a leaner person. Don't try and force your body to be something it's not.
Yeah.
Work around your body.
Yeah.
Look at the people in your family and say, okay, what's the general shape? And then because sometimes you're trying to be something that
you're not in that time, because in the previous episode, yes, that was one of the big inspirations. Please listen to it.
Yeah, just appreciate how people are, and then you tailor that. Okay, so sometimes you are trying to be this something that you can't achieve, and that's okay. Make sure you feel healthy. That's the most important thing.
I need to listen to that twice. Yes. No, because
why
I just come from a small family. Yeah, so for me, in the previous episode, I was talking about how when everyone was around me, I was like, guys, I need to start early because
I'm not going to end up there. No, that's also a good thing. There is looking at people and they say, no, it's a bit much, or even you see them illnesses they face, their hypertension, their diabetes, so some of those things. That is good. Also, it's also good to know that I'm likely to, given that maybe in our family we used to be a predominant disease genetically, so you need to do some of those things to adjust. So that also helps.
Okay, I'm sick.
Yeah, so that is the physical. I've talked about mental health, then sleeping. You need, and I have fought with you on this one.
Guys, let's not.
You need to sleep 7 to 8 hours, non-negotiable. Monica, you know me. Don't call me after 10:30.
I envy. I can't even disclose what time I slept and what time I woke up last night.
Yeah, I know that time. I know. I actually just I raised an eyebrow at the time of the message. I was like,
when you get to follow up, you're like, oh my gosh.
And I said, you know what? It is well.
Please tell us. Oh yeah.
So sleep. Sleep is also important. You need to have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It boosts your mood. It makes you more productive. You're able to focus more. Okay? Be very strict. When I decided to make sure that I was not compromising on my sleep, I also felt healthier.
Wow.
You're able to do the workouts that you want to do. You're able to do the work that you need to do. Okay, at your place of employment. So it is important to sleep.
We will a moment of reflection. Everyone in the creative industry, architects, filmers, geographers, I'm just side-eyeing you because we have a lot to work through. This has honestly been a great pleasure I can't mention how much gratitude I have for this finally happening.
Yes.
Thank you for being the person you are.
You're welcome.
You know, go get that. Like when you plan something with Kerry, it's going to happen. And you see, now we have all this knowledge, and like this is what Atano Fitness is really pushing for. You see, now she has shared her story. Like you go to the gym and you have no idea whatsoever. Like, I didn't know this was picker. I didn't know this. You can honestly always come here and watch this video, so you don't have to start from scratch. Like we started from scratch, but you don't have to.
So that you don't have to.
Yeah, so that you don't have to. So
Yes.
thank you so much. So grateful. Maybe you can give us some last words and pretty much.
Okay. So for the ladies, because this episode is for us, the females.
Yeah, honestly. As a female.
For the females, be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Understand yourself better, so that when some things are happening, you don't feel like your body has failed you. Your body hasn't failed you. Your body is it's designed that way, and you can adapt to it. Okay, you can adapt to the way it works.
Yeah.
Don't feel too hard on yourself. Whatever your goals are, you can work your goals around the way your body works.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand.
So just be kind to yourself, be gentle. As I always say, give your body grace.
It's really title of the episode.
Yeah, give your body grace. Yeah, and then I think if our viewers, if maybe I feel like the men have really been like left out of this. So if any of them like need something they'd like us to talk about, sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Because lifestyle medicine is not just for women, it's for men and women. So if there's anything that you need me to talk more about, I am happy to come back. Like I said, I am a silent partner but present.
Very extra.
Yes.
I mean, see what we have come up with. Yeah, of course. Yeah, to the gentlemen, our Atano kings, of course, we haven't forgotten you. By the way, your cycle takes just 24 hours. So me, I'm like,
You can we can also come back and talk about how to utilize it.
Like how to utilize that, but also like maybe, if you're both out there, like, or if your husband or you're like, please let us take all this information into consideration. But otherwise, I'm so happy that we did this.
Yes, that finally we are here.
Oh, wait. What do we... Oh, please subscribe.
Yes. Subscribe to Atano Fitness.
Yeah, to Atano Fitness. Follow us on our socials. On Instagram, we are Atano Fitness Journey. On X, it's no longer Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Where else are we? Yes, our YouTube channel.
We are on YouTube.
Please subscribe. We'll bring more of such amazing mind, such an eloquent, brilliant lady. As you have listened, the school fees was paid and it was utilized well. So, thank you so much for being this patient with us, and until next time.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.